Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be going over things a little bit more detailed. So the first thing I want to begin with on this PDF, it's a 4-page PDF. I want to start off by mentioning the things that you will need. So you will need an Amazon seller account. So go ahead and register those. Go ahead and go through the process. Getting one of those accounts. You want to download the Amazon seller app. So you want to download that app. My previous video I was talking about the app Scalify, or so those are two apps that you should have now in total. So you should have Scalify and the Amazon seller app. You can also scan things with the Amazon seller app directly from it. You want to learn how to analyze deals. So my previous video I went over that. You want to look at the sales rank, the selling price, how much profit there is after fees, how much competition there is, how many units sold per month. So I went over those things in my previous video. So there are some actual physical items that you will need. So boxes, tape, all the way to printer. So you can see the list here. So a lot of the times what you will be doing is if you are not just using other images from other sellers, you will be photographing, describing the images, listing the images, listing the product, sorry, not the image, listing the product, uploading to the store, running ads if necessary, scaling, managing the store. So just things that you should know. So just get these things, basically. That's the main thing that I'm trying to get across. The Amazon seller calculator, I went over that in my previous video. So the first thing I want to mention is that you should know what ungated versus gated is. So ungated just basically means that anybody can sell that type of category or that kind of product with no problems, no restrictions whatsoever. Gated means that there are restrictions and that you have to complete an Amazon application for that product to be accepted. So a lot of the times you find out whether if the product is gated or not as you are in the process of actually listing the product. So I want to start off by mentioning that if you're going through this process, a lot of the times it's probably a good idea to use a credit card, from the sense that if you're responsible, of course. If you're not responsible with a credit card, then of course you should not use a credit card. The main idea is that you can get a lot of cashback rebates as a form of using it as your process. So you could start generating cash by first starting to attend garage sales, pick up some items from there, and list them on Amazon or on eBay perhaps. So there are a couple of different models that you could potentially attempt to do. So as I mentioned, you could attend garage sales. Eventually you don't even have to go to garage sales, it's not even necessary. You could potentially do retail arbitrage, where you're just going to the store looking for items that are on clearance and scanning those items. But you actually don't even need to go to the store. There is online arbitrage, so you could actually go on the company's website a lot of the times and look for the items that are on clearance. But you're very limited by doing that, so it's actually a good combination to do a little bit of both online arbitrage and retail arbitrage. So the main thing is that whenever you are scanning items, that you send them to Amazon's warehouses if you want, or you could become a merchant, which basically means that you are sending the product yourself. So each item needs a SKU. So you see SKU. What a SKU it basically is, it's just the sticker that goes on the product. So you can see the sticker that is included on the product. A SKU is not the same as a product UPC. So a SKU, you will see that it begins with X001, and if you actually look at, like for example, a product, you will see it doesn't begin with letters. There we go. 701. I'm sorry, 7717. So that's the difference of a SKU. So every item that you sell on Amazon needs a SKU. So you can see this other item right here. That's a SKU. So you see how it begins with X001. That's a SKU. So items that you buy from retail or online, you're gonna need to put a SKU. So if you buy from the store, you're gonna have it physically with you. If you buy it from online, you're gonna need it to be shipped to you, where you can apply a SKU. So it's really important that you understand that. So as you are closer from here up, the amount of capital that you need is probably lower versus if you go down, like wholesale, private label, or tactical arbitrage, the amount of capital that you need is higher. Okay, so let me move on. So wholesale, private label, and tactical arbitrage. So wholesale is like a topic of its own. Private label is a topic of its own. Tactical arbitrage is also a topic of its own. So the main thing is that for wholesale, you can find the manufacturer of a particular brand, meaning the factory directly of a brand, and contacting them basically to ask whether if you can become a reseller for them. So that's a lot of the times how it happens. You can, for example, go to Amazon's shops and or just Google the name of the brand and the word manufacturer, and that's how you will know the factory that manufactures the brand of the product that you're interested in potentially wholesaling the product. So when you wholesale, you're getting permission from the manufacturer directly, so you can buy in bulk. A lot of the times people use Alibaba as the source, the website Alibaba. This is the one that most people use to wholesale. There are other sources available, but that's probably the most common one. So when you are trying to wholesale, you have to contact the manufacturer. You have to figure out shipping information, because you're shipping items from across the world. You have to get samples. Samples are extremely important, especially for private labeling. Private labeling requires samples. It's not even a question. Okay, so for wholesale, I actually was looking at this article over here, which I thought was really interesting. It's asking, does it work? So here they did something really interesting. So you can see here it goes from the manufacturer to the Amazon seller, which will be you if you become a reseller, to the consumer. So you have to contact the manufacturer to become a reseller. And a lot of the times, as I mentioned, you're gonna face the problem of gated versus ungated. So if it's a private brand, it's definitely 100% gated. If it's not, then it's ungated, right? So you'll see that it says retail arbitrage requires a lot of time and physical effort, which is true. It does require, if you're doing retail arbitrage, because you have to go to the store, that's retail. So how does wholesale differ from private label? The main difference between private label and wholesale is that when you contact a manufacturer as a private label seller, you're looking for an appropriate manufacturer to make your product idea. So if you're doing private label, it's because you have a particular idea of a product that you have in mind. Maybe you're trying to modify a product, and that's why you're looking for a particular type of manufacturer. It says you are usually trying to improve or add a product that already exists. So what that means, add a product that already exists, it means that you are creating bundles. So you probably have seen, like soap bundles, they include lotion, soap, and a bunch of other similar items. So bundle. So that's kind of how you could improve. So if you create like bundles, that could be a private label product of its own. So it says with wholesale, you're looking to contact the manufacturer as the brand owner. For example, if you try to sell Samsung smartphones and you source from a supplier in China but did not source from the owner, which is Samsung, then your selling would be illegal. So they're saying that you have to contact the manufacturer, the source, directly. So wholesale pros and cons. Okay, here we go. So how to identify products with wholesale potential. When sourcing wholesale products, you want to find products that have an established brand history, which is very true. You want to wholesale a brand that has an established history. You want to make sure that the product is not already sold on Amazon. So you have to check Amazon to see if the product is sold or not. You have to check whether if there's private label sellers, meaning that other sellers selling something similar have a high monthly sales velocity. So we'll go over this in a second. So this particular article share a very interesting process, which I will go over in this video. So it says Dan share his process, for which goes something like this. So he finds product opportunities on Amazon. He Googles the manufacturer. He contacts the manufacturer, and then you have to be prepared to negotiate with the manufacturer. So you can see here. Okay, so here's the example. So in this example, the product that he touched was vitamins. So he searched the word vitamins on Amazon. So let's go and do that. So he searched Amazon's. Vitamins, not Amazon's. So on here, what he did, let me see. So here, once he searched the word vitamins, he actually found a company. So you will see that you are looking for the company names. You can check out shop. So you can see, for example, you can see the names right here: Mama Bear, Salimo, Revly, all these companies. So let's go ahead and actually check out this one, for example. So when you go inside their shop, let me see. Let me double check. Well, let's go inside the products. We can go inside the shop. So here it is. So you can click on there. That's the shop. Actually, you know what? I don't want to use this company because this is a very big company. Let me try to find something else. Let me go with this one. Garden of Life. So let's check it out. So there it is, Garden of Life. So this is their shop. Let's see if we can see their other products. So you can see that this is actually a new Amazon feature. This is an Amazon store. So if you are a seller and somebody clicks on your store, you will have a store of your own within Amazon, which is kind of cool. Okay. Alright, so I had to change vitamins because every single vitamin store had a store within Amazon, which is pretty cool at the fact that most of them do. So I decided to try a different word. So I searched the word label. So I'm gonna try this one, and hopefully it will not have a store. So you can see this one does not have a store. It actually has product listed. So what they do, what they mention on the article is that whenever they go to the store itself, they open Jungle Scout, which is this right here. I'm gonna see if I can try something more generic, like makeup. I don't know, eyeliner. I'm just trying to get something random here. So when we search eyeliner, let's see if we can find a company, and then I can go inside their shop. But I don't know if they would have, you know, like a store. Let's try this one here. So we'll go inside their store. It's the #1 bestseller. It's probably a big store. We'll see. Alright, so the name of the store is actually The Image. No wonder I could not find it. But you will see that they actually have a store within Amazon. So in this situation, what you could simply do is Google the name of the company, which is Stila, and the word manufacturer, and see if you can, you know, contact them that way. So let's see what we can find. So you can see Stila Cosmetics, manufacturer of Stila Cosmetics. So you have to find out who the manufacturer is, and what you want to basically become is a reseller, right? You're becoming a reseller of their product. So it goes like this: manufacturer, you know, you are the reseller, and you know, it goes like this: Amazon, right? So you have to ask for permission from the manufacturer to become a reseller. So that's basically how wholesale works, in basic terms. So you can see here that basically they looked at a company, this company right here, Live On, and you got to remember, this was before they had stores available like they do now, like I was just showing you. When this article was written, they didn't have that before. So they're saying that there's 6 sellers here that are selling with Prime shipping. So they're saying that Prime shipping, the likeliness of you getting a purchase is 2% with Prime shipping, which is a buy box. Just basically means that when people look at your offer and they see that you offer Prime, your chances are much higher versus if you did not offer Prime, like you see this one right here at the bottom. The one at the bottom, you can see it's a merchant fulfill, meaning that the person is shipping it out, they're not using Amazon warehouses. So their likeliness of being competition to you is much lower if you're using Amazon Prime, meaning that you are using Amazon's warehouses. That is Amazon Prime. So they can see here that they're saying that $29.95 is this number right here, the buy box, meaning like buy now price. They're saying that at 2% of likeliness that somebody will click, this is the maximum that you could sell for to compete with them at this price. So it's better just to, offer Prime shipping, because this one is probably never going to sell. So here they provided a formula where they want you to approximate how many sales you are going to get. So they're saying here, if there are 6 sellers in total and they're all selling at $29.95, this is the total monthly sales for all the 6 sellers. So that's the monthly sales for all 6, and you divide this by 7. So 6 because that's them, and 7 because plus 1, that's you. So if you divide this by 7, well, actually not that by 7, it's just this formula right here basically. So the next step is contacting the manufacturer and negotiating with them. So it's just, a matter of just talking to them and letting them know that you want to become a reseller. So, I want to actually go back to the formula, which is this is actually really important, because you can estimate, even if there are other sellers, like you see here, the fact that there's not that many sellers, it means that even if you become a reseller for a very established brand, there is still, like for this particular example, they say that there are 3,388 sales per month for all those 6. So they're saying that those are the units being sold per month. Now, if you add yourself into the formula, you could take approximately this much of units sold per month. So if you know your margins of profit, let's say, for example, I don't know, $10 margin, meaning $10 profit per unit. So that's 10 times this. That's about 4,840. So it just kind of gives you an idea of how, even though there's already some sellers for a very established brand, you could insert yourself into that established brand and just do this formula right here. So really take a hard look at this formula and make sure that you run the numbers if you plan to do wholesale. Negotiating is really important, of course. As I showed you, you're just Googling, contacting them, talking to them, and it's just a matter of going from that point, just going from that point. So private label just basically means that there is a product, you're trying to maybe bundle the product, maybe you're trying to improve the product. I mean, what could you potentially do to that product to make it better? If you are creating a private label product, it means that you're contacting a factory in China, right? You're contacting a factory, not maybe in China, I mean anywhere really. And they're making a specific product that you tell them, so you're giving them specific requirements of what you're looking for. And of course, once you have one product, you want to get samples of the product sent to you, right? Samples. you always want to get samples. Always, always, always. At least 2 to 3 samples. So, of course, once you have samples and you approve the samples, then you will get wholesale. You buy in bulk of that private label product that you created. So private label can also be like print on demand. So let me show you really quick what print on demand is, so you understand what I mean. So the most common tool used for print on demand is Printful. You can use Printful to create custom designs of not necessarily just t-shirts. There's many different items like you see here. Okay, let me click on that really quick. But you can see there's many different items that you can create. It's not just only clothing. You can see there's many different items. It's just a matter of putting a design on the item. So that can also be considered private label, because you could create a brand. So the most important thing with private label is that you have to register your brand. It's really important to register your brand. Super important. Understanding if your product is gated or not is also very, very important. Contacting the supplier, right? Just Googling the manufacturer of the brand. So brand plus manufacturer plus negotiate to become a reseller on Amazon. Just like that. And you always want to register your brand with trademarks. So that's for private label. You always want to register. So you see Amazon brand registry. So you want to register your brand. You always want to do that. So as I mentioned, wholesale, private label, tactical arbitrage, those require more money, right? Because you're buying a larger amount of units. So print on demand on itself, you can get you can sell print on demand many different ways, right? Like I mentioned here. I actually want to move forward on here. So tactical arbitrage, which is the last one. Tactical arbitrage just basically means that so here's tacticalarbitrage.com. Tactical arbitrage just lists a lot of websites that it will provide to you with deals so you can find things for cheaper. So you can see this tactical arbitrage. It's always recommended that you get a free trial, 7-day free trial. And what I recommend is the full suite in order for you to really get the best of it. So tactical arbitrage, really great tool. So I just want to move on for now. So Amazon Seller app, Inventory Lab is another tool that is needed. Inventory Lab is to list products. Inventory Lab includes an app called Scoutify. So in total, you should have 3 apps. There should be the Amazon Seller app, Inventory Lab, which is online to help you list products, and also Scoutify. So you're having three apps in total, and you'll also be using Keepa, RefSeller. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about this for now, because I showed you how to use that on my previous video. So for retail arbitrage, you can go to these stores right here: Big Lot, Ross, Burlington, Five and Below, which I don't think we have here locally, Walmart, Salvation Army, pawn shops, thrift shops, Goodwills, Overstock outlets, which I don't think we have around here. And you always want to get, if possible, at least a 200% ROI on your margins. So in my previous video, I was talking more about that. So you always want to create a list of 3 thrift stores around your area, right, to potentially visit and for you to scan things. But it's really not necessary. That's only if you want to do retail arbitrage. So I want to show you the list again. So there's retail arbitrage, drop shipping, online arbitrage, wholesale, private label, tactical arbitrage. So retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. Oh, I forgot to mention Book Sale Finder. This is a really good website, actually. Book Sale Finder. So if you just want to dedicate on books 100%, right? So you can just use this website and look for deals. Basically, look for deals. So let me see what we got here. So here we are. Let me see here. Trying to see what's coming up. So you can see here the ones for December. So let me actually try this one. So you can see the deals right here. So it's just a matter of you showing up and you scanning things, basically. So here is Inventory Lab. So this is a tool that is necessary to use. Inventory Lab, right here. Amazon Seller App, and FBA Scan, Scalify. Those are the 3 that I recommend. You do have to pay Inventory Lab $50 a month, and Amazon Seller App and account does cost $40 a month. So online arbitrage, basically online arbitrage, this is what online arbitrage is. So I mentioned some websites here, as you can see, sickdeals.net. So sickdeals.net. Is it .net or .com? Let's see. It might be Slick Deals. I think it is Slick Deals. I don't know why I wrote Sick Deals. So here's Slick Deals. So the main idea of Slick Deals is that it is online arbitrage. I will show you what I mean by online arbitrage. So the idea is that you find a product. So let's say this product right here as an example. So let's take a look at the deal. So you always want to make sure that it's not coming from Amazon. The product is not coming from Amazon. So you can see the product here. So you want to copy the product and you want to go to Amazon and you want to search for that product. So let's double check. So that kind of looks like the product itself. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe I'll look for a different product. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Because it shows bundles. It shows multiples. So it's, I don't know, like I'm trying to look for a single one. I think I just saw one. Okay, so here is a single one. Let me just something else. Let's go with this right here. So let's search this product on Amazon. I think this is the one right here. Yep, that's the one. So you see over here it's $100 free shipping. And you can see here it's not $100. It's $149 from what I see. So at this point, guess what? The other video that I made just kicks in. Let me show you. Hold on a sec. Alright, so this is the video that I'm talking about, how to estimate sales on Amazon. So basically what you're going to do is Google Amazon sales calculator. And what you're going to do is look at the price of how much you can get it for cheaper and how much it's selling for, right? So it's selling for 100, right? And you can sell it for 150. Amazon seller calculator. That's the one. So let's go ahead and copy the ASIN. So here is the ASIN. So you want to copy that. So you want to paste the ASIN there. The item is selling for how much? $149.99. $149.99, and we can get it for $100 with free shipping, as you can see there. So I'll just put $100. Since we need a SKU, right? It needs to be shipped to us. Remember, a SKU is the little sticker that you have to apply to a product. So it needs to be shipped to us. So what this means is that we are going to list the product, and as soon as somebody, orders the product, we could ship it to them. That would be merchant, or you could send it to Amazon's warehouses. So you have to check if there is room for you to use Amazon's warehouses. So let's actually calculate the number. So you can see here there is actually room if you wanted to send it to Amazon's warehouses, because there's a $50 difference, right? So this particular product would actually be a good product to buy multiple. So you can see this product is actually being sold on eBay. So it's hard to say whether if this product would have more than one. But that's basically what online arbitrage is that you're looking for deals online and you're trying to resell the same product on Amazon. So definitely watch the video that I told you, because I'm not going to go over this entire process for now. So that's online arbitrage, right? Okay, so tactical arbitrage is basically a lot of websites that are providing you all the deals, and you just go through those deals. It's much faster, and you have a lot more products available than online arbitrage. You just have a longer list. So here's an example right here. So people that profit really fast, they go in hard. So what I mean by they go in hard is that they'll invest $700 to $1,000 per day for 5 days a week. So we're talking about at the maximum $5,000, right? So about $3,500 to $5,000 in 1 week in products in general. So you have to understand that when you're putting money in products, it's a cycle, and you're always getting a margin, a net margin. So the calculator, the Amazon calculator, it shows us a net margin profit, a net margin and a net profit. So we always want to make sure that our net profit is at least 25% at the very minimum. So as an example here, if we search, for example, dog food on tactical arbitrage, it would provide us with all the deals that we could potentially resell on Amazon. So you can see it's a matter of picking the product, selling it, and then you have to determine if you buy products of these, are you gonna have to hold on to them, or are you gonna have to store them on Amazon's warehouses? Because how fast they sell is really important. That's why the seller rank is super important. So it becomes a situation where if you become a merchant, you have to hold the product, or if you're doing FBA, you have to store the product. So you can see here as an example, if you invest $1, you can get $1.30 after, you know, all your fees and all your margins. So it kind of gives you a very realistic idea of, you know, how things work. So these are the things that I had mentioned for you to get. So I believe that I kind of mentioned, you know, everything that I wanted to go over. So it's a matter of you, if you're doing retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and drop shipping. What drop shipping just basically means is kind of like how I explained for online arbitrage, where you're looking for deals, you're listing the product on Amazon. Once somebody buys the product, you go back to the original website, like the website Slick Deals, and you would buy it from Slick Deals and you just have it shipped to them directly. So that's basically what drop shipping is. So you're skipping the step where you are applying the SKU on the product. So that's basically what drop shipping is. It's just that you skip the step. You get paid from Amazon, you ship the product to them from the other source. And you know, wholesale is a matter of understanding how to contact the manufacturer, ask for permission. Definitely read the article. This one right here, like, I would really recommend that you read this article and that you understand the formula, because it helps you to understand how many sales you can approximately make, right, if you insert yourself into one of the competitions yourself. So I think that I cover everything. So make sure that you get these items. Make sure that you look at the sales rank, selling price. Just watch the other video because I really went into details in the other video. So for now, definitely check out and, you know, consider going through all of these at some point and get the apps that you need, the 3 that you need. So alright, so thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was a long video, but I hope it was worth it. Alright, Jeffrey checking out. Take care.